Hello, I'm Dr. Parsa Mohebi. I'm a hair transplant surgeon in Los Angeles. Today, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about African American hair transplant. African American hair is completely different than regular hair transplant procedure on somebody with straight hair. Black hair or anybody with curly hair is more challenging to extract, so a special method needs to be followed, a special technique needs to be used, and special devices needs to be in hand in order to remove those grafts. So when we remove a straight hair with FUE method, the punch goes in and out and remove the grafts, and we can pull it out usually perfectly. When African American is being extracted, we're talking about something that curls on its own. Sometimes they're very tightly curled. We call it C curve. That is when the follicle underneath the skin turns around, sometimes almost close to 360 degrees. So in order to remove that, the operator should be able to use a special device without damaging the grafts and follow the curvature of the hair. So years ago, when we were doing FUE and a strip together, we were not even able to offer FUE procedure to African Americans. But today, with the newest technology, with multiphasic devices, we can easily remove African American as efficiently as Caucasian hair. The best hair transplant technique for African American or anybody with very tight curl is to use a blunt punch or flared punch, which is having the edges going away from the follicle and keep the follicle safe. And also we have to have a device that gives us multiphasic extraction, meaning that as the punch goes in, the rotation speed and the oscillation will switch between rotation and oscillation and keep the grafts more safe. We have multiphasic devices like Trivellini that are ideal for African American extraction. African American hairlines are a little bit different than typical Caucasian hairline. So when we see a Caucasian middle-aged man or older man, you see that the corners are always going back. That's a typical mature hairline in Caucasian. Many African Americans don't have that recession, that's normal maturation of hairline. The maturation of hairline in African Americans is probably a little bit less than normal typical Caucasian. A lot of times we see like straight hairline in African Americans. So people who are coming with that kind of a hair, the physician should know how to design the hairline to be typical and to be looking youthful at all age for African American hair restoration. So curvature of hair, although it's making it a little bit more challenging, and the operator should know exactly how to remove the grafts, when it's done right, every single hair should come out perfectly. However, when the grafts are transplanted, the same curvature that was making it more challenging to extract, making it better for African Americans to get full density and full volume, because each hair curl on its own, and the result would be more full and more volume and more dense with the same number of grafts. So the kind of result that we expect with African American hair transplant has to do with the area of hair loss and with the number of grafts that we transplant. If the patient has a small area and we're focusing to maximize the density, they can expect the perfect result that even a hair stylist cannot be able to tell this is a transplanted hair. So the result of African American hair transplant could be extremely natural. If patients are having a small area, with one procedure we can achieve full density and perfect hairline, because of the curliness of the hair, the volume is going to be more, the appearance of fullness is going to be a lot better than people with straight hair. Also, people with extensive hair loss, they could have that result, that ideal result, with more than one procedure. I hope I was able to answer your questions about African American hair transplant. If you have any other questions about African American hair restoration or any other procedures, hair-related hair restoration procedures, make sure you leave us a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. And also, if you need to learn about the newest in hair restoration techniques, make sure you follow us on social media and YouTube channel.